Hello, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of Issues, reaching you from NTA Channel 5, Abuja, the Unity Station. Issues is that platform we come up with topical and trending matters of the moment for the sake of informing you, entertaining you, and of course, keeping you up to date. On today's episode, we turn our spotlight to the world of karate, a sport that combines strength, discipline, and tradition. And with the ongoing UFAC Africa Karate Championship taking place right here in Abuja, there is no better time to talk about it than now. Our guest today will help us understand the art of karate and shed light on the significance of this continental championship currently uniting African sports. Talking about more than 30 countries will come right here in Abuja. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned on Issues, reaching you from the studios of NTA Channel 5, Abuja, the Unity Station. As we all know, sports have the unique power to unite people and nations, building bonds across borders. While many are passionate about football, tennis, and basketball, today we shall be beaming our searchlight on karate. Let me tell you, karate is more than just combat. It is combination of martial arts rooted in discipline, focus, and respect. Over time, it has evolved into a globally, recognized competitive sport. And now, Africa is taking center stage with the ongoing UFAC African Karate Championship happening right here in Moshood Abiola Stadium here in Abuja. To help us explore and better understand these powerful sports, we are honored to have with us the president of the Karate Federation, a man of deep leadership experience, who has also served as a one-time deputy governor of Nasarawa State, Silas Agara. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, my sister, and thank you very much, viewers out there, more especially our sport fans out there.
Okay, sir. When we talk about football, tennis, basketball, people are already aware of it. And karate is something that is gaining global recognition over time. So now with this UFAC championship taking place right here in Abuja, what are your impressions and what do you think it will add to karate federation generally in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. First of all, karate is a global sport, gaining recognition worldwide, but accepted that back here in Nigeria, karate is still at the developing stage, gaining grounds, but we have done a lot to ensure that karate is accepted as one of the recognized martial sports here in Nigeria. And karate is on the same level with when you talk about taekwondo, you talk about other martial arts, kung fu, and karate are all part of the martial art family.
Okay.
And but karate has quite developed and come of age in the last few years. In the last 6 years, karate have come of age, and we have done a lot to ensure that is recognized in all parts of the country. We have able athletes that have developed the sports, and the sport is well recognized now in Nigeria, and it has gained level in all national competitions organized by the National Sport Commission. And so I'm quite happy with the level that we have brought karate to. But we are not at the same level with other African countries that have been in karate for long. But we are coming up and we'll be there very soon.
Surely and steadily we shall get there.
Very, very soon.
Okay, now how do you plan, to succeed in the planning of this very big event, the UFAC Championship? What are the preparations like, and how do you plan to succeed?
First of all, let me say we are quite honored and privileged to be hosting Africa. When you talk about the UFAC African Championship, it's just like what you have hosting the Cup of Nations in football. You have all the African countries coming to compete in karate. Uh, I'm quite happy that we've been given this hosting right. It didn't come easy because karate is not a big name here in Nigeria. But Nigeria will be one of the first West African countries to host the African Championship, which we don't take for granted. I'm quite happy with that feat that we have attained and be able to bring karate to at that level. Before now, we've had the privilege to host the West African countries. That was in 2023 here in Abuja, this very velodrome hosted the West African Championship. And so that was our baptism in hosting international championships. So we were able to learn from our mistakes in hosting the West African country, and now we are bringing it on board to host the African Championships. We're just giving a lot of countries competed to host this championship. Mostly the North African countries, Libya contested, Egypt, Tunisia were all poised.
So will one say that leadership abilities brought about that?
Yeah, but for us in Nigeria, we were too reluctant, I must confess. We were a bit reluctant to host the championship. We were not too sure, can we compete with these North African countries and getting the hosting right to host this championship? But somehow, I would say the Nigerian factor and luck shine on us, and we were beckoned onto, hey, can you hold this championship? And we were surprised that they will overlook those North African countries and beckon on us to host this African championship. So we were too glad to accept it. We were very glad, and luckily enough, when we approached the Sport Commission, that look, we've been given this hosting right. Do we accept or not? And they too encourage us to accept the hosting right. And today, here we are hosting the entire African countries coming to Nigeria. Hopefully, we hope to see over 30 countries competing in different categories in the next the next 4 or 5 days that the competition will be staged here in the velodrome.
Okay, I won't be wrong, to say Nigeria is a special country. Looking at other countries, competing for hosting rights, and then came to you on a platter of gold kind of situation. So can you tell us what are those objectives you intend to achieve with the hosting of this UFAC championship?
Yes, I would say what the honor done to us didn't just come like a fluke. We worked for it, because they have seen the level at which we have been able to develop the sport in Nigeria. And they have seen us feature in virtually all the African Championship and regional championship hosted. And they have seen the level of commitment that Nigeria is putting in exposing the martial art here in Nigeria. And before now, Nigeria hardly featured in any Karate International Championship before now. In the last 7 years, we have exposed our young athletes in virtually all the African regional championship. We have won medals. They have seen us come up to host medals, to win medals in different categories. Again, we have even gone as far as Birmingham in the last Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and we went with a young cadets, and luckily we came home with some medals, and they just this is Nigeria coming from West Africa,
Mm.
bracing the odds, competing against strong African countries that have been in karate for long, and they just felt that, look, let's encourage Nigeria,
Okay.
and let's give them this hosting right. So we are grateful to the African body, and our athletes are quite happy because they will be competing at the highest stage in Africa, and that means the exposure will be there for them. The big names they see on screen, they read on the papers, on the social media, those big names will be coming here
live and
direct. And not just big names in Africa, but big names in the world. When it comes, you have countries that in certain categories they are ranked number one.
They will be right here in Abuja.
Egypt is coming with 7 of athletes that are ranked number 1 in the world, and so that means and they'll be competing in those categories. They'll be competing with our athletes in those categories. So it's a big stage for Africa, and it's something big for our athletes to gain exposure, to gain that confidence in competing at that stage.
Okay. So permit me to say that this hosting rights did not actually come in catch-up. It came as a result of hard work, commitment, and all that. Just like you have said.
Definitely.
Okay, now going down memory lane, can you take us through a brief history of karate in Nigeria?
Yeah, I came on board close to 8 years now. I've been president of the federation, and when I came on board, karate, karate was hardly known when it comes to sports issues in Nigeria, and national championship being organized by federation was not too encouraging, and we said, look, if we must get it right, we must start by having national championship within the country, and we encourage our members that, look, let's bring it down to regional, because if it's a national championship, some athletes that are far away areas will find it difficult to either come to Lagos or to come to Abuja. So let's break it down to the regional championship. For the North Central region, let's have a regional championship within the region. For the Northwest, let's have regional championship within the region. And that will give us the opportunity to identify athletes, karatecas that are very good, and we can invite them to come to the national championship. So we started with regional championship, and that regional championship we were able to get young karatecas that are quite interested in learning the sport, in growing up in the sport, and we were able to have a national championship here in Abuja. And we've been doing this for over 7 years. I've been hosting the national championship either here in Abuja or Kefi in Nasarawa State, and so that has given us the exposure. And from the national championship, we were able to identify good athletes that can represent the country at international level, and with that we started exposing them, participating in the regional championship, going to Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Burkina Faso, Benin Republic, and that has exposed them, and from there we stepped into the African Championship. And so it's been very tedious, draining, energy-wise, financial-wise, but we're happy for it. We're happy for it.
Yeah. Okay. You know, in every trade or in every sport or whatever venture it is, you must have challenges and all that. We'll get to that, but we'll take a short break and then we'll return. And to you, our viewer, we have been discussing very interesting karate. I'm sure you will be wondering, yes, karate is becoming a global game, one of the games from the family of the martial arts. We'll be right back to talk more on karate, especially the championship happening right here in Abuja with over 30 countries participating. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us, and we are so privileged to have with us, like I said earlier, the president of Karate Federation here in Nigeria. And we have been talking about karate, especially the UFAC Karate Championship happening right here in Abuja. And, sir, remember, I told you we're going to talk about challenges. So, are there any challenges that you think would, pose as any threat or pose as any setback to the progress or the success you envisage that you're going to achieve?
Well, challenges, I'm not too sure which area we're looking at. Is it challenges in developing the martial art or challenging in hosting the African Championship? But let's look at it holistically. When it comes to developing karate in Nigeria, it's always been difficult for families accepting their work to go into martial arts. But again, it comes with orientation and advocacy. And now we are seeing families accepting their work to go into martial art, which is encouraging. Again, we need to do more of advocacy in the northern region so that we can get full participation of the gender, because it comes with a lot of advantages: self-confidence, self-defense in these times where we're having some challenges when it comes to individuals being exposed to certain factors.
Yes.
So families are beginning to accept, and again, we have it's good enough. We have secondary schools accepting to have karate clubs in most of our secondary schools, and so we have cadets coming from the colleges. So those are challenges that we are gradually overcoming. Coming to the African Championship, hosting this, of course, it comes with a lot of financial constraints when you're hosting a championship like this. But we give God the glory that we are getting support left, right, and center to ensure that this championship succeeds. Again, I must commend the security agencies that have been there at the background working with us, more especially the Nigerian Immigration Service, because for countries coming, they need visas to participate in the championship. We started, but somehow along the line we were able to get it right, and the immigration have been there supporting us and ensuring that they process and approve visas of contingent coming from this country. We've had some contingent have gotten their visas and arrived already. And the security agencies, like I said, are doing their background, recommending hotels where we will host or accommodate this contingent, because they need to be properly catered for and ensure that comfort and safety of where they are staying matters, including the competing venues, ensuring that the place is adequately protected, and we get timely information on some challenges which help us to navigate around to address those challenges. So it's not been easy doing this. We again must appreciate the Sport Commission for what they have been doing to ensure that sports develop to a level that will be so encouraging for others to come in. The renaming of the Ministry to Sport Commission have enhanced sport development. That we must accept and commend the President for that bold initiative of rebranding sports, I must say, and getting the right persons to lead and to be the pace setters in the Sport Commission.
Okay, now as the president of karate, I know you have talked about challenges, you have talked about how you've been able to surmount them and all that. Are there plans for grassroots, mobilization? Somebody will be like, is it an expensive sport? Is it meant for people like us? Is it not for the high and mighty? How do you have any plans for the grassroots?
Yes, like I said, we have We have secondary schools, colleges having karate clubs, and that shows that it's being
Gradually.
is going down gradually. And we have championship for those cadet championship. Apart from that, we have been able to expose karate is practiced in all the 37 states of the federation, and in some states, apart from the karate that is being practiced by the Ministry of Sport, you have individual clubs. Take for instance in Nasarawa, you have you have more than 10, 15 clubs, apart from what you have in the ministry. And so those 10, 15 clubs are coming from the local government councils and other areas. And that shows that it has gone down to our communities. But when it comes to the kids, yes, the kids are a little bit expensive, yeah, but they are affordable. They are affordable because they are not manufactured in Nigeria. They are manufactured in some in Korea, some in China, some in Japan. But we have been able to procure those kits for the federation.
Okay, back to you as a person. Would you say your experience as a one-time deputy governor of Nasarawa State shaped you, to managing this president of Karate Federation? What?
Yeah, let me say my experience, where I was coming from, not just as deputy governor, I've served as commissioner
Of sports.
at different times,
Yeah.
and those exposure, the exposure I got really prepared me to give back to society. And so what I do is it's not sport is not a profit making venture, especially when you're in karate. It's an avenue to be able to give back into the society and to develop young ones, to put a smile on the faces of these young ones that you see around, rather than allowing them to wander around and get exposed to certain vices. We try to use sport to bring them back and give them a lifeline, a future, because from this sport they can make a living from it. So for me, I see sport as a way of giving back to the society. Karate is not the only sport I'm involved in. I'm involved in a lot of sports that have been able to touch the lives of young ones around. I'm the chairman of the amateur clubs, football clubs in the country. All the amateur clubs are under my leadership. We have over 400 amateur clubs in Nigeria, which is again the highest number in Africa.
Wow.
And so not only karate or football, I've been involved in a lot of sports that for me is an avenue to touch the lives of young ones out there and for them to have a sense of direction.
Okay. So now, finally, I wish we can go on. I don't know, discussing karate will be this interesting. Okay.
Perhaps you should come and be part of it.
Yes, I will. I would like to come and watch. Probably I'll send one or two of my children to come and join.
We'll be there to welcome them.
All right, it has been an eventful 25 minutes chatting with Honorable Silas Ali Agara, the former Deputy Governor of Nasarawa State, the President, Karate Federation of Nigeria, and also the DG NDE. In fact, he's a man of many caps, and he has told us so much about the game of karate and the need for us to join and, of course, support, especially the UFAC Championship happening right here in Abuja. It came to us as a result of hard work, commitment, and goodwill. We thank you so much for sharing your precious time with us this morning.
It's always an honor, and I want to really appreciate what NTA is doing to expose karate and to encourage us to give our time and resources to karate. I thank you very much.
All right, dear viewers, see you next time when we come your way again with another interesting edition of Issues from the entire production crew. We say do have a beautiful moment.